I'm trying something a bit more casual with this one. I normally try and focus on, more in-depth written scripted reviews and stuff like that for specific games, but here I'm gonna be trying something, just more casual, laid back. I didn't actually write a script for this video. I'm just kind of talking about the games that got announced at Summer Game Fest, which, as of recording, ended just yesterday. And just gonna be going over some of the stuff I'm really excited for, some of the games that I didn't think looked all that great, and bear in mind I won't be able to cover everything. If there, like, I'm sure there's gonna be a game out there that you were pretty excited for that I won't mention. I know, I'm sorry, I can't get to everything. There was, there was a lot that was shown. Okay, it's hard to get to all of it, but I'm gonna be trying my best, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. All right, Summer Game Fest, the thing that killed E3. Was it worth it? I don't know really. That's not really for me to say. I think that's really up to the individual person based on what they were excited for and just yeah. But I do miss E3. I do miss E3. I wish I'd come back. But anyway, Summer Game Fest. We had a lot of showcases. From the PlayStation showcase all the way to the Ubisoft Forward that happened just yesterday. Uh, I'm gonna be going kind of in order of when these showcases happened, starting with the PlayStation showcase. I mean, you might say it's not really part of Summer Game Fest, but I don't care. I'm still mentioning it. And I'm just gonna be going over some of the main releases, what I think about them, stuff I'm particularly excited for, and just generally giving my thoughts and everything. So yeah, first was the PlayStation showcase, and the first major reveal we got was that Solid Snake remake for Metal Gear. Now, I have a confession to make. I've never played a Metal Gear game. Okay? Never. Not even one. So, and they also did announce alongside the Solid Snake remake that they were going to be bringing the original trilogy to the PS5 with like an HD remaster. Can I just say, that needs to be done for the original God of War trilogy, god damn it. I've played God of War 3, loved it. Played 2018 in Ragnarok as well, of course. But I want to go back. I want to play 1. I want to play 2. I want to play Ascension. I want to play all that. Give me that, please. I will buy that. Anyway, um, but yeah, since the original trilogy is being brought to PlayStation 5, I honestly think I might get into it. I might play the original trilogy, and then if I really like it, maybe I'll consider getting this Solid Snake remake. But in any case, I'm sure there's plenty of Metal Gear fans out there that are really excited for this. So, to all those fans, yeah, I hope it turns out really well. And then we also had Phantom Blade Zero, which was a pretty cool. I think a lot of people didn't really expect that to look as good as it did. It was like, I've never heard of Phantom Blade. I have no idea what it is. Apparently, it's a franchise, but it looked really great, man. That combat looked fantastic. And the only thing I'm nervous about is, will it be able to actually play like that? Because that combat looked very sophisticated, fast paced. Like it looked like trailer combat, is what I'm saying. So, will that translate into gameplay? I don't know. I really hope so, because if it does play like how it showed, that is going to be a very fun game, and I am actually very looking forward to seeing how that turns out. Um, we had Marathon, that new Bungie game. I really loved the trailer for that. Like, I have no idea what Marathon is. Again, like I know Bungie, they made like some Marathon games like in the 90s, but I never played them obviously. And I'm not sure if this is a remake. I think it's a reboot. I think it's a reboot, but it's gonna be kind of an extraction shooter, which sounds interesting. So I thought the trailer looked really cool. I'm really into the art style and the music and all of that. But as for the actual game, we don't really know anything that much. We also had the first trailer that wasn't CG for Assassin's Creed Mirage. However, I'm not going to be really going over that yet because that was shown off extensively during the Ubisoft showcase that happened, like I said, just yesterday. So I'll be talking about that later in the video. But yeah, Assassin's Creed Mirage got a trailer. Looks pretty cool. But talk about that more later. We also had FNAF Help Wanted 2 or something. I don't like FNAF was definitely a part of my childhood for sure, but I just kind of like haven't really been all that into it. I haven't watched any game theory FNAF lore videos in like 5 years. Okay, it's been a long time. I don't know. Well, my memory's very hazy on the whole thing, but if you like the first Help Wanted, I'm sure you'll enjoy this one too. We also had that really weird Project Q thing. Wasn't a game. It was like this crossbreed between the PS5 and the Switch, except it's not a Switch because the Switch is its own like hardware. It's like it's a console. The Switch is a console. That was not a console. It was just a controller with a screen in between the sticks, really. And they have said that like for it to work, your PlayStation needs to be on. It's essentially just streaming games from your console onto your this little screen thing. Now I don't really see the point in that because for you to do that, you need to be in your house. So if you're already in your house, then why not just play like on your TV or on your monitor or something? Like the Switch is portable. That's a portable device. It's a handheld, you know? Like you don't have to be at home to be using that. That's the whole like point of the Switch. It's portable, you know, bring it wherever you want. But this you can't do that. So I really don't see the point in this, but I mean, okay. I also I can't just say it really looked goofy as hell. Like that looked like a concept art. Not even a concept. That looked like Photoshop. Like it really did not look that official. I don't know. If it turns out well, it turns out well. But I just really don't see the point in that. I don't really know why that's being made. We also got shown some new earbuds. I like how the case looks. That's about it. It's just the earbuds, man. I don't know what to tell you. But then, towards the end of the showcase, we got the big one, Spider-Man 2. I've been so excited for this. Back when they showed it off in like 2021, 2 years ago, that's been a while. And ever since then, I've just been stuck with this one promotional image of Peter and Miles together, and that's all we've gotten like until now. But thankfully, we got a big, meaty 10-minute showcase of gameplay, and it looked spectacular. I'm really excited for this one. Yeah, not much to say. It's Spider-Man 2. Like if you've played the first one, if you've played Miles Morales, you kind of know what you're gonna get here. I think it's cool. You'll be able to switch between the two Spider-Men. The wingsuit looked fun. Um, yeah, the symbiote powers they looked fun too. I really hope the HUD is a placeholder though, because I didn't really like some of the HUD layout and how it was laid out. Maybe I'm just nitpicking here, but I thought it looked a little bit off to me. I don't know. I hope that's a placeholder, but in any case, that game's gonna be great, and I just can't wait for Spider-Man 2. So overall, that's pretty much the PlayStation Showcase. There's a few more I know. I didn't go over everything. I just kind of tried to hit all the heavy hitters, and it was okay. I thought it was a decent showcase, but I do think that a lot of people were disappointed, and that's partially because I think a lot of people expected this to like be the like showcase the next generation. Like this would be, you know, showing the future of PlayStation for like the next 2 3 years to come or something. That wasn't really the case. It was just kind of like a glorified state of play. And I it's tough to say. I think that a lot of like the reason why people are kind of disappointed with the showcase is because they just had like really high expectations. But at the same time, it's been years since we had a PlayStation showcase, so I was kind of hoping for a bit more considering just how long it's been, but we got a couple cool announcements. We got 10 minutes of Spider-Man 2, you know, it's tough to complain about that. But I did hope for a bit more, but I wasn't, you know, like distraught. Like it wasn't a bad showcase. It was just a bit disappointing. But again, partially that's because of unreasonable expectations. But anyway, that's the PlayStation Showcase. Now onto the official, actual Summer Game Fest stream showcase live event thing that they had. It was okay, if anything I was disappointed by that probably because what did we get? We got Mortal Kombat 1, which I liked the cameo system that they're implementing. I think that's a very cool idea, like being able to combine two movesets of two different characters and you know, like I can already see just how many new combos players will be able to come up with that. But at the same time, I'm not really that big on Mortal Kombat or fighting games in general. You know, I dabble here and there. I have my fair share of fighting game experience, sure. But, yeah, I just wasn't really that hyped for this. I'm sure there's definitely some, well, no, what, I know there are. Some die-hard Mortal Kombat fans out there that were like really excited for this, and I'm sure like yeah, I thought it looked cool. Like I thought it was a cool like showing of Mortal Kombat 1, and I think that any fan of Mortal Kombat will be very excited for that. Um, Aside from that, we got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which can I just say, Jeff Keighley, you slime, all right? How dare you? The hype, did you if you watched that stream, you should have listened to the things that Jeff Keighley said right before they showed off Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This guy came through with the rumors were true.
This game comes from a studio that surprised the world and redefined the RPG genre with its iconic characters and rich storytelling. And I want to thank them for this trailer for one of gaming's most anticipated upcoming releases. The rumors were true.
The new revolutionary open world. I'm sorry if there's any like die-hard Final Fantasy fans watching this. I am not one of them, okay? I don't know when Final Fantasy like revolutionized open world design. I didn't even know Final Fantasy was open world, to be completely honest with you. I thought it was like a turn-based RPG. And okay, I think it actually is a turn-based RPG, but I didn't know it was open world on top of that. But this, the rumors were true. What? Jeff, come on, man. Like, you come through, you say, we have a big grand finale to show you. Like, this game was already announced. We already knew about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth before this stream. We knew about it, like, last year, dude. Like, I don't know. I was a bit disappointed. But you know what? We did get Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight, so I'll take what I can get. And then after that, just a couple more minuscule, smaller showcases that just kind of showed off more like indie titles and more, smaller double A stuff. But the next big showcase was the Xbox Bethesda showcase, which, in my opinion, was the best showcase that we got all Summer Game Fest. I thought that showcase was just spectacular. Can I also, okay, I missed the first like 13, 15 minutes of that showcase, so I did not like I have been excited for that Ubisoft Star Wars game ever since it got announced. I remember back when, like in 2021, I think it was, when Lucasfilm Games was formed, all that news, like EA lost their, or not lost, but like EA don't have exclusive rights to Star Wars anymore, and Lucasfilm Games is being formed, and they announced that Ubisoft were working on an open world Star Wars game with massive entertainment. I was gassed. I was so hyped. I love Star Wars and I love open world games, and I think that Star Wars is perfect for an open world format. So, just the thought of that, yeah, that was really exciting to me. And it was like one of the first things they showed in the showcase, and I missed it. And I only heard about it after, like, towards the end of the showcase when, like, Phil Spencer was up there talking about all the things that were shown, and he just casually drops, oh yeah, by the way, that Ubisoft Star Wars game. My mind was blown, okay? I didn't know that they showed it off earlier, so that was just, like, I had to kind of like go back and rewind, watch it, and that trailer we got, it was pretty cool, but ultimately it didn't show that much. They did show more gameplay at the Ubisoft showcase, which I'll talk about in a little bit too. But anyway, enough of that. Xbox Bethesda showcase. What do we have? We have the big one that, for me, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. I was so excited for this. I could not wait. This is probably the number one thing I wanted to see from Summer Game Fest, just like as a whole. Like that was probably my number one, and we got to see it. Keanu came up and he's Keanu, man. We love Keanu, and you revealed the trailer. It looks very 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 good. A lot of reviewers got their hands on some early playtests, and there's a lot of footage like going around, circulating that you could find, and yeah, it looks really really good. I'm really excited, not just for the expansion itself, but also because CDPR are reworking a lot of the elements of the core game itself, like new UI design, new AI for both enemies and friendly NPCs. The police AI is different. They're adding tons of new weapons, new all that stuff. I mean that's to be expected in expansion, but they're reworking so much of the core game, which is like Yeah, I already loved Cyberpunk as it is. You could check out my review if you haven't already. But like this, like all of this, I'm probably going to be starting a brand new character like close to when this DLC drops, just because like I want to experience all of the base game changes too, like alongside the DLC, because yeah, I think it's just like I think it's justified. I think it's really worth it, and yeah, I'm so excited for this. I cannot wait for it to drop. It drops September 26th, 2023, just a few months. So yeah, I'm very excited. Then we got Starfield. We got a lot of Starfield. It's yeah, 45 minutes of Starfield. That was nuts, by the way. Like I knew it said Starfield Direct, but like come on, I thought it would be like a 10-20 minute thing at most. We got 45 minutes of Starfield. Like not all of it was gameplay. There was a lot of, developers talking about the game, but still like 45 minutes. That is crazy. That is a whole episode of television of just nothing but Starfield. Like that was nuts. I'm not even like that much of a Bethesda fan. I didn't even like Skyrim that much. I don't really like Fallout New Vegas. I know that's a hot take, but this looks really good. Like it looked amazing. Now I know it's par for the course for Bethesda to have like amazing trailers, amazing gameplay showcases for all their stuff, and will it turn out that way? Who knows? I was like talking with my friend. I was watching the showcase with a lot of my friends, and we were all just kind of talking about Starfield, like when it was being shown, and like one of them said like this whole game is just one big if, and like that's probably the best way to describe it. Like if it looks this good, if it plays this good, if all of these features will be in the final release, if it will actually run at anything above 20 FPS, which by the way, the stream did kind of look a little shaky at times. So yeah, it is a little hard to like really get hyped for this simply because it's Bethesda. We know what they do, and we can't be so sure if the game will actually turn out how we expect it to. So if it does, once again, if I'm sure it'll be amazing, and I'm sure that it might even be a Game of the Year contender. But what it will be, or what it is shown off to be, are two different things, and especially when you're talking about Bethesda. So we'll see. But I'm hopeful. I'm looking forward. The ship combat, all that looked fun. Settlement building. Yeah, Starfield. There's a lot to go over. I'm not gonna be able to go over all of it. That's a whole, like I said, 45 minutes. I can't cover all of that. But no, it looked very good, and I am looking forward to Starfield, and I'm curious to see how it turns out. We also got that like Bioshock looking game, which I thought was that I did think it was Bioshock at first. It was not Bioshock, but it was something, and it looked cool. We got to look at Payday 3. It definitely looked like Payday for sure. It was a heist video game where you shoot stuff. Uh, I'm trolling a little bit. I do like Payday 2. I thought it was decent, but am I really hyped for this? No, but there's definitely people who are. So more power to you. There was a Sea of Thieves thing that was shown. There was what else was there? There was Flight Simulator 2024, Avowed, that new game from Obsidian Entertainment, which looked like Obsidian already made The Outer Worlds, which is kind of like the spiritual successor to Fallout, and now they're making Avowed, which looks like the spiritual successor to Elder Scrolls. Like how much more can you get? Like it looked okay. I thought it looked fine. Will I be playing it? Maybe. Probably not. I haven't even played Outer Worlds yet. I've played Outer Wilds, and you should play Outer Wilds too. I don't want to turn this into an Outer Wilds review. I do want to do that at some point. But my God, Outer Wilds is like pretty much the best game ever made. So go play that. Jesus Christ, that game is good. We gotta look at Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice 2. I have had my eye on the first one for a long time, and I have actually like been looking forward to playing through it. And the second one, we didn't get that much. Kind of just a CG trailer, but it looked cool. It looked interesting, and I'm looking forward to playing through the first one, and then eventually the second one as well. So yeah, but we also got a Fallout 76 thing. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't even know they were still updating that game until they announced that thing. But I guess they are. So yeah. But no, the Xbox showcase, it was very good. I was very like impressed with it, and a lot of stuff that was shown that I'm looking forward to. And like I said, I do think that this is the best showcase we got in all of Summer Games Fest, but that's just me. I thought it looked great. I thought everything looked great, and yeah, a lot of stuff I was really excited for. So now, let's get to the Ubisoft showcase and talk about everything that was shown there. Alright, number one, Ubisoft shill here. Time to tell you that everything they're doing is amazing. But no, in all seriousness, I do like Ubisoft games. I'm not afraid to admit it. I love Assassin's Creed. I love the map marker driven stuff. I don't like the sexual harassment stuff, but you know, we'll just close our eyes and pretend that's not happening. No, seriously, like Ubisoft as a company, terrible. Like absolutely terrible what they're doing. And as a company, like I said, yeah, I hate Ubisoft. Like it's mostly what they're doing behind closed doors that's what's, upsetting me. But their actual games, I do like their actual games. I have to admit it. Like I'm separating the art from the artist here. Uh I like Ubisoft games. I can't deny it. And I was really, really looking forward to Assassin's Creed Mirage ever since it was rumored as Codename Rift. If you remember that, you remember that. But yeah, I like that was back in like 2021 when Assassin's Creed Mirage was being rumored, and it's finally here. We got a 7, almost 8 minute showcase of gameplay, a 2 minute story trailer. On top of that 2 minute trailer we got during the PlayStation showcase, that's like 12 minutes of Assassin's Creed Mirage, and we also got that little 5 minute video from Ubisoft themselves, like that Return to Roots thing. We got a lot of Assassin's Creed Mirage this Summer Game Fest, and I couldn't be happier. I thought it looked great. I thought it looked really good. The parkour definitely looks like Valhalla's, like a lot, but just kind of sped up, a little bit more fast paced, which, to be honest, my main issue with Valhalla's parkour was not the parkour itself, it's how it was implemented. The fact that you could just kind of climb everything you see with no, like, thought behind any of it. But that does seem to be changed here in Mirage, so as for the actual parkour in Valhalla, I thought it was fine. I thought it did the job, but I just didn't like that you could climb literally everything, like every surface that there was. But if that's not going to be in Mirage, then I'll be a lot more happy. I thought it looked really good. I thought it looked really, really good. The only thing I was disappointed with was I thought those teleportation assassinations looked really goofy and really out of place. I'll probably just choose not to use them at all during my playthrough because like that just seems so busted, like so game breaking. Like I just don't see how that could work. But I'm curious. I guess we'll see when it launches. And another thing that I really was disappointed by was the lack of mocap, because in a game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Mirage, or not Mirage, Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Valhalla, it makes sense why there's not that much mocap, and it's mostly just like pre-rendered cutscenes, like in-engine cutscenes. That makes sense, right? Those are like 100-hour-long games, massive, dozens of side quests, 50-hour-long story, etc. But in Mirage, there's like a 10. It's a much shorter game. At least it's being advertised as a much shorter, smaller game. I don't expect the main story to be longer than 15 hours at best, and like I do kind of wish that like we got more mocap stuff during those 15 hours. But yeah, the cutscenes, they just look like Valhalla cutscenes, and at times the NPCs in Valhalla didn't look all that great. The cutscenes look kind of iffy, but I guess we'll see when it turns out. When it launches on October 12th, which is only 20 days after Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, which is kind of nuts. And speaking of things launching close to each other, Spider-Man 2 drops on October 20th, which is only 8 days after Mirage. I have 26th, Phantom Liberty, the 12th, Mirage, the 20th, Spider-Man 2. And then, if you want to count Starfield, on the 6th, which is 20 days before Phantom Liberty. That's like 4 major games releasing like within 2 months. That's crazy. That whole release window is going to be ridiculous. I'm going to be playing a lot of video games during those months, so I'm really looking forward to that. We also got that Prince of Persia game. That was actually shown off at the Summer Game Fest stream itself. That was like the first thing they showed. But I just wanted to hold off on it until we got to the Ubisoft stream. It looks okay. I thought it looked fine. I think the change of like 3D to kind of like a 2D side scroller thing is interesting. We'll see how it turns out. I thought the combat looked like pretty good. As for everything else, the visuals they looked fine. I really hated the music they used in the original trailer, by the way, that did not fit Prince of Persia at all. Like, it reminds me of that Doom Eternal TV spot a while ago where they just used music that did not fit Doom at all. Or the Witcher Season 2 trailer, which, once again, did not use music that fit the universe, world, or themes at all. So it was just. I didn't really like that, but the combat looks fine. There's a new protagonist. It looks okay. It looks fine. Yeah. We also got the Star Wars game as mentioned before, but here we also got a 10-minute gameplay showcase. The frame rate looked terrible, like terrible. There was so many instances in that stream where it would dip down to like 20 FPS. It looked like it did not look very stable at all. But the visuals were very very good. Uh, but yeah, I like Ubisoft. They're kind of known for downgrading their visuals from like an E3 trailer to the final release, and this is the one time where I actually am hoping they do that because the frame rate was that bad. Like I'm really hoping that they downgrade the visuals a little bit in favor of a better frame rate. Um, but the game looked fine. The gunplay I wasn't really all that sold on. It looked like it had a very heavy aim assist, like almost out of a mobile game. I didn't really like the gunplay. Didn't really like how that looked, but I think they have a good understanding of the Star Wars world. I like the fact that it's open world. The ship combat, that's what really sold me. That section where you get on your ship, you take off, you start controlling it, like it looked seamless. Obviously there is a loading screen in between, the planet and like outer space, but whether it would be like a loading screen in game or like an actual like loading screen, I don't know, but it looked pretty seamless, and if they can keep that in the final release, I'll be very happy about that. I thought I thought everything with the ship combat looked great. I thought it looked kind of like Battlefront 2's ship combat, and I always thought that they like did a very good job at that. So if it's even half as good, I'll be satisfied with it. But generally, I do like the Ubisoft open world formula, and I do think that it is very good for a Star Wars game. So I think this is gonna. I really hope that this turns out well because it just seems like a match made in heaven. At least for me, Ubisoft open world Star Wars. That's kind of like fits. It just works, as Todd would say. I love you, Todd. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that game. And I thought the Ubisoft showcase was pretty good. We got that Assassin's Creed mobile game, which I don't care about, that Assassin's Creed VR game, which I do think is a cool premise, but the trailer looked terrible, simply because it was just a CG trailer, like with no like no gameplay, no nothing. Like it didn't look like that's not how the game is going to look. I do think it's a cool idea that you'll get to play in like three different time periods. I think you're gonna mainly play as Connor, Cassandra, and um Ezio. So that's cool. But I just wish it wasn't a CG trailer. But yeah, no, I do think an Assassin's Creed VR game is a good idea. Like fundamentally, that also just kind of works. It kind of just goes together. So yeah, that's pretty much the Ubisoft showcase. I thought it was decent. I thought it was pretty good, and I really liked how Mirage was looking, and that new Star Wars game looks pretty fun too. So I'm looking forward to playing both of those. And that's pretty much it. Summer Game Fest. There you go. I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. I thought that there was a lot of things that weren't shown that probably should have been, like The Last of Us Factions 2, that wasn't shown at the PlayStation Showcase. State of Decay, like a lot of other things that were not shown that probably could have been. But I was decently surprised with the showcase. And I thought it was good. I was satisfied. I was content by the end. A lot of cool things coming out, especially that like little release window from September to October. Cannot wait for that. That's all coming this year too, just a few more months. Really excited for that. But yeah, I thought it was fun. I was mainly disappointed with the actual Summer Game Fest stream itself, but the PlayStation Showcase was fine. The Ubisoft Showcase was fine. The Xbox Showcase was really surprising, and that turned out really well. Yeah, I that's Summer Game Fest. A lot of cool releases, a lot of things I'm looking forward to playing. I hope that you're looking forward to playing a lot of things too. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
the rumors were true.